Hey, I hope you're having an amazing, colorful, quilty day. I know I am over here. Thanks for joining me at Brenda's Quilting Studio. I'm just getting this one finished up. And let me tell you a couple of tips. So if your backing is not quite big enough in comparison to the top of the quilt, this one was only just barely big enough. And so she attached leaders to both sides, which I love. It can be any piece of fabric. You can use something that you're maybe going to use even for the binding afterward and just take it off. You can use a scrap piece of fabric. You can use an old sheet. It doesn't even matter. Just stitch it on. You can actually use really big stitches even. It just comes off real quick. You can trim it off and toss it into your waste pile if that's what you want to do with it. But by having that on both sides, what I was able to do was start the quilt all the way to the top of the backing that she provided and use the entire amount. And I know that might look like these 4 inches seems like a lot, but if I didn't have this to be able to grab with, I would have not been able to work it. I would have used up a significant amount attaching to the top and the bottom of the quilt, especially since the Minky is actually literally a blanket and it already had this piece attached to it on each side. That doesn't allow me to be able to grab on it. So again, if your quilt backing is not quite big enough, it's almost big enough, all you have to do is add pieces to it. That gives me something to grip over here at Brenda's Quilting Studio. Love to have you bring me a quilt.